What's up? I'm Off Grid Jay. I live in the city right now, kind of a suburb, as you can see. I'm slowly going to document my journey trying to move into off gridding life. So, the plan for going off grid, phase one, don't be a dumbass. I need to not spend money on stupid shit. I do that too much. No lottery tickets for me. I need to hustle, get some side hustles going. So, I'll talk about that later in the blogs. Maybe we'll talk about how to find remote work and possible work when you're living on a off-grid situation where maybe you can't have a traditional work setup. So I'll be doing a lot of side hustling and things like that. I do have a normal job, as they would say, a full-time remote job. However, we'll see when I get on the homestead there what that looks like. So I need to buy all the things. I want to have most of the stuff purchased by the time I actually purchase the property and start moving on. And by all the things, I mean stuff to get started. I need a basic water filtration kind of system, maybe a gravity fed water feeder, and a big giant tub I can throw in the back of my truck to go to get, clean, drinkable water and, build out some kind of a source that's temporary, that's not very mechanical, doesn't have a whole lot of systems. This is the whole point, is getting out into the homestead in a temporary living situation where I can start building and just be sustainable in that point. So I need to save for a down payment. I'm broke. We need some money for a down payment for sure. And that moves me on to phase two, buying the property. Within 4 hours of Columbus is where I'm looking. I need to spend around 50 grand or so, and I need at least 6 acres of land. Some of this land, well, you'll see online if you're shopping for land. A lot of it doesn't have road access, or it's zoned in cities, or it's too hilly where you can't even really build. So, and also, just as an extra, I would really love it to have open foresty lots next door, because I want to expand at some point to maybe become a commune or a joint off grid situation with multiple families. And I would love to get to a point where I'm making enough money to buy other properties and help other people build and become self sustainable the same way I have. So, road access is kind of a rare thing, actually. A lot of these properties that sell for really cheap in Appalachia and southern Ohio, Appalachia, they don't they don't really have any road access. It's like, are you supposed to take a helicopter to get to your property to not go through somebody else's property? How does that work? I don't know. So, looking at road access, and that moves me on to phase three. Moving on to the property, I'm gonna live in a white duck tent. If you've ever heard of white duck tents, if you've never heard of white duck tents, this is not a homeless person's tent from the back of a Walmart. These are like high quality canvas tents that are supposedly waterproof and element proof and all of that. They have all the bells and whistles, and I'm going to reinforce it with wood, either be corkboard or, and also try and reinforce the actual stilts that hold it up. We'll see how that goes. I obviously need to get a lot of the essentials and stuff ready. Water, gravity fed water, some kind of situation like that. I already have an EcoFlow power station. It's a EcoFlow Pro. It actually does 3,600 watts as its normal, and it's a solar generator as well. If you don't know what power stations are, they're like a combination of battery and inverter all at once. So I'm hoping to get this done within 3 to 4 months after purchasing the property, to have it up on stilts or on a platform, depending on what the land requires. Have my tent up and basically have it to a point where I can sustainably live in a really minimalistic way. And once I get that done, then I'll go ahead and move into the property. My buddy is going to take over my mortgage here at my house here in Columbus, Ohio, and I'm going to start building out the landscape the way that I need it. Obviously, there will be some hurdles, and living in a tent when it starts to get below zero, I might have to come back in town and stay with friends for a little while. Um, I don't want to move out there because I do have three dogs and they're kind of small. I don't want to move out there until the situation for them is all set up and cozy and has, I want to build some kind of a fencing. I want to make sure that the tent itself is reinforced enough that where if I would lock them in the tent and actually lock the door that I'm going to set up in front of it, that they aren't going to get out and get eaten by predators or something like that, because they are, again, small dogs. I might get a fourth dog that's a larger dog as a guard dog, to scare away predators, and between the four of them I'm sure they would scare away most foxes and things like that would come around. So, phase four, start living off grid. All video blog, all the cool things. Really, I have high in the sky ambitions and dreams. I want to build a tiny house. I want to build a cabin. I want to build these Adobe type structures. I envision an Airbnb situation. Um, where I could have someone come stay in a Airbnb that's made of this Adobe cheap material, but has a skylight so they can see and sleep under the stars at night, and just make it really inviting and kind of modern looking, even though it's out in the middle of nowhere. Just by doing some minimalist things that make things look kind of modern and nice. I'll share a lot of examples of that as the time gets a little closer. Um, but yeah, with the infrastructure I need to build, the whole name of the game is cheap and self sustainability. So this needs to be as low effort as possible to keep maintaining after it's set up. And I'm not going to be purchasing pigs or anything like that. It's self sustainability with as little effort as possible and keeping as many modern conveniences as possible. That is the name of the game. So, again, I just want to make lots of money to expand the property into other places, to make a community, start an Airbnb, live the off grid life, and basically just escape capitalism. That's what it comes down to. I want to have sustainability for my own mental health, for the better well being of the planet, and just live a more fulfilled life. And that's the idea. If you want to keep the dream alive, you want to do what I'm doing, live sustainably, live cheap, try and get out from the rat race of capitalism, hit subscribe, follow me, follow my journey with me. Feel free to hit me up with any questions or concerns, video ideas. I just bought a domain for a website where I'll keep everything. It's offgrid J, one letter J, offgridj.com. Feel free to follow us there, follow our social medias, and I'll see you later.